Okay. Hi, my name is Russell Chinn. Born and raised here in San Francisco, Chinatown, many years ago. And now I'm here talking to Cynthia.
Right.
What did you want to know?
I understood that you were a delivery boy for Fong Fong Bakery.
I was the Fong Fong Bakery. Well, I've known the Fong family since the 40s, since right after World War II, because the bakery was only around the corner from where I lived. And right after World War II, they started to have whipped cream again, because during the war there was no whipped cream. So when I saw that after the war, I went and gouged myself with cream puffs. And I ate so much I got sick. But anyway, eventually I knew the people behind the counter at Fong Fong. And a lot of people have worked in Fong Fong that I've known through the years. In fact, I think most of the people in Chinatown have worked at Fong Fong one time or another as a waitress, dishwasher, or janitor, or whatever. Anyway, the last surviving Fong brothers, well, he passed about 2 years ago. He was 92. His name was John. He was last of the 6 brothers. I knew the whole family because one of the brothers was my Cub Scout leader. That's how I knew them back in the 40s. And since then, I've been close to that family. And, we went to bowling together. We went all over the place together. And I used to work for them as a delivery driver for the famous ginger ice cream.
And how old were you then?
And that was back in 1955. So anyway, they were one of the 2 bakeries in Chinatown that made mooncakes before no one, because it wasn't imported. It was done by Eastern Bakery and Fong Fong. So when Fong Fong made mooncakes, they had to make their own red bean paste. And the melon mooncakes, they had to scrape the melon clean from, manually. But nowadays, all the ingredients are imported from Hong Kong. But before it was all hand done. And mooncakes used to be great because it came out twice a year. And they did so well with mooncakes that every time the mooncake season ended, Mr. Fong would go buy another building.
Oh,
so
wow.
He must have did quite well. So anyhow, when the mooncakes first came out of the oven, it was nice and hot. Oh, that was so good. And people were lined up buying it because they were the only 2 bakeries that made it. So they were famous for the sesame cookies and the almond cookies. And well, what else can I tell you? It was a fun place though, because a lot of people used to hang there. They had jukeboxes, and Wentworth, one of the brothers, used to make the ginger ice cream, which was introduced by Johnny Can. And told old man Fong about the ginger ice cream, so that's how it began. And people used to come in every day after work during the lunch hours to buy the ginger ice cream for 25 cents a scoop. And that went on for up to about 1970s when they finally closed on Grand Avenue. So,
Do you know why they closed?
because the real estate, the rents got high and everyone retired. And actually, through retirement, because the old man Fong, he passed, I think, away in the 60s or the 70s. And none of the kids wanted to continue on with the business, because no kids do it. Because Tom was working for the post office, Wayman is working for the stock market, Wentworth and John were the only 2 that worked at Fong Fong because both of them they had eyesight problems. And they couldn't work elsewhere, so they worked in the family business. But after they retired, it was kind of, that was the end of it. So, and then their daughter-in-law, Anne, she took it over until they closed in the mid-70s.
I see.
So,
I remember going there after school to buy butter cookies.
well, yeah, their butter cookies were very, very popular, real thin and crunchy, and they made them every day. And it was one of their premier pieces of pastry, so to speak. Yeah, they were very thin. I like that too. Yeah.
Right. You were talking about whipped cream. So did they have?
Well, they had the real whipped cream right after during the wartime. They didn't have whipped cream because of the war effort. So right after the war, they start buying the whipped cream and put it in their cakes and their cream puffs. And that's where I got sick. Because I haven't had it for so long, so I gouged on that one too.
Oh, okay. And so, what else did they serve? Did they serve hamburgers there, or what?
They had, they had two bakeries. No, actually they had one bakery, which was on Grant Avenue, 824 Grant, and the other Fong Fong was called Acme Bakery on Stockton Street. And they were both, of course, Fong Fong. So the lunches were made on Stockton Street and brought down to Grant Avenue for the lunch crowd. Because I used to deliver the lunches from Stockton Street to Grant Avenue during lunch. And that's how it is. So they did lunch crowd and they did a big breakfast crowd, and they closed at 9 o'clock. And John used to work on Saturdays. He was supposed to close the place at 9 o'clock, but he busts out at 7. So his father gets a little upset about that. And then when John makes their bank deposits for the bakery, just around the corner is the bank. He leaves there, say, 2 o'clock to make the bank deposit. He doesn't go back to the store till 4 o'clock.
So it took him 2 hours?
Yeah, he just kind of goofs around and goes to on for a coffee with us instead of going back to Fong Fong. So, but anyway, Fong Fong had a notorious past because there was that one time it called, remember the Fong Fong gang? That was a very bunch of juveniles used to hang around Fong Fong. They were all, the rough guys.
Oh, really? I never heard
But they call them the
that.
Fong Fong gang. Actually, there's nothing compared to what it is today. So. Because back then, how many places do you hang? On wasn't open yet. Gotwa didn't have it, so they only hung around Fong Fong.
So when you say hang around, were they on motorcycles or?
No, they just hung around there.
They all lived in the neighborhood?
Yeah, just kind of like juveniles in the neighborhood, but just to hang something. So the newspaper called them the Fong Fong gang.
Oh, okay.
Of course, old man Fong didn't like that, but what are you gonna do?
How old were the kids? How old were the kids?
Teenagers, late teenagers, 18, 19, 20, that's it. Because, the teenagers gotta hang somewhere.
That's true.
So, but they did a real good business with especially cow ear cookies and Lao Yu Bian. That was very popular. It was all handmade. The dough was made in 2 colors and it rolled together and it froze. And after freezing them, they take it out and use a meat slicer to slice it thin and deep fry them by hand. And it was very, very good. Today, someone else makes it, but it's not the same. It's thicker and it's not as tasty. And it's oily because it's all deep fried. Before it used to be hand done, just so a batch at a time, very little. And of course, your wife cakes are very popular.
What is a wife cake?
Lo po bian.
What is it?
It's a Chinese pastry with a melon filling.
When you say melon, like cantaloupe?
Like a donghua, winter melon filling.
Winter melon.
A sweetened one, so that's the lo po bian.
And why do they call it lo po bian? Do you know the history
Well,
of that?
before, when people were just about to get married, the families would go to the bakery and buy all these different pastries and pass them out like a wedding announcement. So that's why they call it lo po bian. So even to this day, it's still called lo po bian, but it doesn't make any sense because it's made from melon. Why that has to do with a wife? But it goes back to the village days.
Okay. What else could you tell us about Fong Fong?
Well, the ice cream was handmade ginger ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were the only one that made ginger ice cream. No one else made it. Today you hear about lychee ice cream, all these different fruits, but no one makes ginger ice cream like they did. Because ginger ice cream has a little bit on the sweet side. So,
Are there little bits of ginger in the
well,
ice
the
cream?
flavor was there. No ginger, but the flavor was there.
Oh, okay.
So he uses the syrup from the sweet ginger to mix it with your ice cream.
So what's the color of the ice cream?
Oh,
Red?
it's kind of a light yellow.
Light yellow. Wow. I never had one.
Never had one?
No, I would love to have one.
It was maybe slightly before your time.
Maybe.
But the ice cream was good though. But John, he had an eye problem. He couldn't see too well. He was considered 80% blind, but he could still barely make the ice cream favors like milkshakes and sundaes and etc. So a lot of people went there for breakfast before they went to work, and that's why John knew everybody.
Oh.
But then again, you see him on the street, he wouldn't know you because he couldn't see you that well.
Right.
But he's very familiar with all the workings in the restaurant. Yeah, so.
You didn't tell me how much was a scoop of ice cream.
Then was 25 cents.
25 cents. That's a lot of money, though.
15 to 25. Double scoop was 25.
Ah.
15 cents a scoop. And
I think today you can't even find an ice cream cone for less than $3, $4.
well, then ice cream was plentiful. Of course, during those days, you had all kind of Eskimo pie and all the commercial brands like Cho-Cho, Eskimo pie, popsicles, and all that. So you're competing with that ice cream. So that's why your ice cream is 15 cents, because back then your popsicle was only 10 cents.
Oh, wow. Okay.